Hey, it's Aaliyah with Open Doors, Open Hearts blog, and today I'm really excited to share two options for some no-sew DIY cafe curtains to add some cottage style charm to your home. At the end of this video, I will talk to you about what I wish I had done differently. That way you don't make the same mistakes that I do. The first option is to use tea towels for your curtains. Now, this really only works for smaller windows, so the window in our kitchen is perfect for tea towels as curtains. I love decorating our kitchen and dining room with tea towels, generally speaking, so the idea of using something so casual as a curtain felt perfect for my style. So the first thing I did was iron out the creases in the tea towel. I actually had to go buy some new tea towels because all of mine have been through the wash and they've all shrunk. I did a very light iron. I didn't want to iron out all of the little wrinkles that are in tea towels. I only wanted to iron out the big fold creases. So once that was done, I went ahead and folded the top of the tea towel down over top of itself about 2 or 3 inches, but it's 100% personal preference and dependent upon the size of your window. And then after I had it folded, I went ahead and added curtain clips on the top. I added the curtain clips equally spaced, and once I had that done, I went ahead and slid them onto a tension rod, and then I just took that tension rod and hung it up in the kitchen window. That's how easy that option is for a no-sew DIY cafe curtain. The next option is a little bit more work, but I actually like the way these curtains turned out a little bit better. So I would say that these curtains are worth the little bit more effort that they require. So the second option is to just take a piece of fabric and turn that into a tea towel. In this situation, the piece of fabric that I am using is actually a twin sheet that I found at the thrift store. It was brand new, still in its packaging, and I really liked the pattern. So I brought it home thinking in my mind that maybe I would turn it into a pillow cover or an apron or curtains. I've had it for a year and I've done nothing with it. So when my husband made the comment that he really wished that we had more curtains on all of our windows and I decided to do this project, I knew exactly what fabric I was going to turn into curtains. So the first thing I did was take a measurement of the window. Based on that measurement, I cut the panels. So when I did that, I added 3 to 4 inches to the width and 3 to 4 inches to the height. So I measured 37 for my height, and then I cut it at 40 or 41. So now that I had the panels cut to the size I wanted them to be, it was time to hide the jagged edge by creating a hem. So I went ahead and followed the instructions on the hem tape, and I folded the fabric over 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch, and I eyeballed this. I did not actually measure this out. And then I ironed that fold, and I did that for the full length of that panel. Then after that was done, I folded it again, and this time I folded it about 3/4 to 1 inch because I needed to make sure that it would hide my 3/4 inch hem tape. I ironed that fold again to just create a nice crease in the fabric. Now that I have a nice fold and crease for my hem, then I went ahead and grabbed my hem tape. I cut it to the length of the panel, and then I just tucked it in underneath of that fold that I had just created. After the hem tape was tucked all the way and hidden underneath of the fold, I grabbed my iron and I started ironing the hem tape to the fabric. When I did this, the instructions said to apply the heat for about 8 seconds in each area. So I just ballparked it. I didn't actually count, I just kind of guessed. It turned out really good. So I did that the full length of the panel, and after I was done, I kind of tugged on it a little bit, very gently, and it was definitely secure. Then I did all 3 sides. If you use fabric from like Joann's Fabric or something, then you're probably going to need to do 4 sides. I only had to do 3 because one side was already hemmed. So after I had all the sides done for the panels, I grabbed my curtain clips and I started clipping them on to the curtain and slid them on. And it looked really strange because it just looked like a piece of fabric just hung there. And so then I started doing some research looking at curtains and realized that the top hem of most curtains is like 3 to 4 inches. So then I just folded it the opposite way that I did for the tea towel curtains. I folded it away from me, and then I clipped on the curtain clips and hung it up, and I think it gave it a more finished look by folding it that way. The first thing I would do is buy 1/4 inch hem tape instead of 3/4 inch hem tape. I had experience in the past using hem tape and it did not go well. Since then I've learned that probably part of the reason it did not go well was because I was using too heavy of a fabric, and these twin sheets were very light, and so the hem tape worked really well. And then so I would go get the 1/4 inch hem tape instead of the 3/4 so that my hems were a little bit smaller. The other thing I would have done is doubled the width of each panel. So instead of making the curtain only the exact width of the window, I would have made it double. That way when it was scrunched up to one side, it looked fuller. All in all, I think that they turned out really good, and it's not so bad that I need to go do something different and, you know, make new curtains. But I do not want to have learned those things and then not share them with you if you want to go make some curtains. So double your width and consider the thinner hem tape if you can. The last thing I want to share with you for this project in this video is, if you have been paying attention, you will see I did not use fabric scissors. I did not use an ironing board. I do not have a high quality iron, and there was no sewing machine for these curtains. So what I'm trying to tell you is that just because you don't have the perfect setup or the perfect situation to do something does not mean that you should not do it. We just used a piece of cardboard. I actually asked my husband, I was like, what do you think I should do? I don't have an ironing board. And he was like, just grab a piece of cardboard and wrap some fabric up in it. And I was like, good idea. So that's what I did. I grabbed a piece of cardboard, wrapped some fabric that I already had around it, and that's what I used as my ironing board. My scissors, I do own fabric scissors. I know they're somewhere in this house, but I did see my children using them on a paper project that they worked on. And I told them that those are mommy's fabric scissors and that we should only use those on fabric, and now I can't find them. So I don't know where they are, and I legitimately like scoured the house looking for them because I was getting ready for this project and I couldn't find them. So I just used a pair of kitchen scissors, which made the fabric very jagged and not very clean at all, but you would never know that looking at these curtains. They really do look really good. And so anyhow, if there's something that you want to do and you don't have the perfect setup for it, I just want you to know that you can do it. Can you do it better next time? Maybe when you have the perfect setup, sure, but you'll also do it better next time because you have the experience from the first time that you did it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had so much fun making these curtains, and I hope that you have fun making these curtains too. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you next time.